This is the story of a man named Stanley. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order.
Okay.
This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Whoa, Stanley is fast. Lord, this is his walking
What did it
speed.
mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Wait, can I turn up the sensitivity?
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-worker.
I like how he glides around like he's on a hoverboard.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following direction.
Wow. How big is this building? Alright.
Oh, well, look who's got cold feet. Sorry to break it to you, Stanley, but that lift isn't coming back. You'd best either get comfortable right here on this platform, or test your luck by jumping to the floor below.
Yeah, right here. There you go. Well. So. Let's stay on the lift this time.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not.
Who even
I
are you?
realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about
I want to go on
but
here.
you all this time. There's
I'm
someone
going on
you've been
this.
neglecting, Stanley. Someone you forgot. What? Really?
Okay.
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Do I listen to him though? I think we'll listen to him.
Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time?
I don't see it
The problem
yet.
is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now.
No way.
Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I wanted to stop.
What?
We would both be so much happier if we just stopped.
Take it doesn't really matter.
What do we want? What are we looking for?
What?
Here. Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy.
Who are you? Okay, I'm gonna leave now, I guess.
No, wait. Where are you going? Oh, no. Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset.
I'm not
We'll
gonna
lose all of
die.
this.
Relax. No one's gonna die, bro. I can be trusted. We're good.
Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me. Please, Stanley, think about what you're doing.
Oh. What's the point in this? I don't wanna... Well, okay. Well, I'm not gonna die. Obviously. What other options do I have? Okay, I'm back.
Good, good. We can't be too safe. Promise me you won't go back there. Just stay here.
And do what? Alright, well... What does parable even mean? Like the title. What does that even... I'm gonna look that up. A simple story to illustrate a moral or spiritual lesson. Spiritual. Well, time to learn something spiritual. Do a flip! Whee! Alright, let's follow his directions this
When
time.
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office.
Get
hoping he
Chris
might
out of the
find an
broom
answer
closet.
there. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Ooh, but look down there though. Alright, now we gotta follow direction. We gotta follow direction. We saw what happened last time. Okay, I might regret my decision.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Well,
2845.
yeah, but you said I shouldn't know it though, so...
But it turns out that the panel's emergency override kicked in, and the door just opened all by itself.
Oh!
And Stanley got the hell along with the story. Well, whoop-de-doo. Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
How much do we want to bet the escape just leads to the stair steps again? Nah, we're gonna go this way.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out? Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all. And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
Well, it's already on, right?
Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the
I'm the boss now. I'm the headmaster.
Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave.
See, you thought I was going to follow your story?
You're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system.
What?
In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire complex.
What?
How long until detonation then? Let's say 2 minutes. Ah, now this is making...
What?
What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are?
I never said that.
Solace before you're obliterated. All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them.
Oh, Lord.
I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you. It's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go.
I think I'm
sure whatever
dead.
Come up.
What?
My goodness, only 34 seconds left.
Power? How do
but
you
I'm
do
enjoying
that?
this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not?
No, please don't. I'm
These
embarrassing
are precious
myself.
additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees.
Give me an extra minute.
Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off?
Oh,
I mean,
hello.
look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here. Stanley.
There's gotta be something here that I'm missing. There's got to be. Okay, we're dead.
Me, I will be laughing at every second of your
Can I go down here?
life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say happily ever up.
I'm gonna figure this out. No, we're gonna do.
A few moments later.
I'm going to die again.
Say, happily ever up. Never again exist. Oh, Stanley. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom.
What? What?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
Cool. Moving on.
Stanley came. Okay, I think we all know the drill by now. Blah, blah, blah. Dark secrets, the keypad, Stanley pushes some buttons. Oh, hey, look, it's a new passageway. Kill surprise all. Oh,
6.5 hours later.
What?
It's all the same to me. All a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say happily ever up. But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that
None.
convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful.
Well, man. That was Stanley Parable. Let me know if I should come back to this trash. And yeah, that's it. I'll see you fellas later. Do a flip!